Hello, hello. Welcome back to our live stream. Good morning, good evening, whenever it is you're watching it. We are Rakefet and Ya'ara. And today in this live stream, we'll talk about emotional eating and how to stop using food as comfort. And a little hint, food is not really what you want. But right before we start, Rakefet, you want to say hi? Do you want to tell our viewers who we
Yeah.
are?
Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are Yara and Rakefet, co-creators of Life Bloom community. We are here to help moms devoted to self-awareness and personal growth go from constant guilt and burnout and putting themselves last to balance, self-fulfillment, and joy like every woman wants to feel. So this is what we are here for, and we have these live with our heart open, honest talk about this tough subject, all the things that we are trying to not to think about, not to talk about because we wish they would disappear, but they're not. They're a part of life. So again, a tough subject today, emotional eating.
And
Yes.
speaking of tough questions, we have a very unique and free gift for you, and that is our free guide, the guide for the blossoming mom, with 11 most burning question challenges that every mom faces, that we face in our life, and questions that we heard from you. And in there, you'll have the answers to these questions and tools on how to face them. And you can go ahead and download the guide for free in our description. So be happy to see
Yeah.
you using that.
Yeah. Go and do that right after the live. So
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. Emotional eating. Well, how would you define emotional eating?
I think if I'll define it, I will just say the whole live in one sentence. For me, emotional eating is instead of listening to your emotions, you eat to numb them. That is
Mm.
what I would define emotional eating as. What do you think? What would you say it is?
I think it's when I I kind of don't want to feel that thing. So I comfort myself with something that I like. I usually use chocolate.
Mm.
And I kind of think, well, I don't need to think about this moment. I don't need to decide that right now. I'm just going to take some chocolate. It's going to calm me down and then I'll be able to think.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like giving yourself a hug with food.
Exactly. Oh, a hug with food. Yeah. This is emotional
But
eating for me.
but a hug with food doesn't have to be a negative thing. You can give yourself a comfort feeling with food and have it be a pleasant thing, a positive thing, a supportive thing. And that's why I say that for me, it's about not feeling your emotions because you could use food as comfort and still have it be a positive experience. Like, I remember when I was a teenager, I had a boyfriend, and my boyfriend broke up with me, and I had two really good boy friends. I mean, not boyfriends, but like just friends who were male. And they came with this huge box of ice cream, and they sat with me, and I ate ice cream, and I ate so much. But this was just comforting. It was just like them saying, "Hey, it's okay. We're here for you. Here, have something sweet." It wasn't the feeling of me trying to numb my emotions. It was just comfort. So it really depends on, I think, what is your motive, how you're using it, and also what you're feeling after you're doing this act. But we'll get to that a little bit later,
It's
I think.
funny. It's funny because the example that you gave is actually something that I would say it is an emotional eating. So I guess there is different perspective here for us. That's
Oh, that's
interesting.
great. That's great.
Yeah. But you remember when I had my driving license test and I
You also
actually
had,
did it 4 times and only passed on the fifth time. So I had a friend also coming over with a box of ice cream each time. So 4 times he came with a box of ice cream just to comfort me. And I remember that at the same time, I was a little bit overweight and I wanted to lose weight, but I really wanted the ice cream more than, I can see what I'm eating and choosing right, making right decisions in other times. But at that moment, I was so frustrated and so disappointed that again I failed. And when he came with the ice cream box, I could just eat all of it. Because of that, I see that as an emotional eating.
But that's exactly what I mean. Because what you said right now is I didn't want to eat it, but I couldn't resist it. And I kind of felt like I needed it, right? It was,
I wanted to eat it. It's not that I didn't, but I wanted to eat that because I didn't want to feel the other emotions of me failing.
yeah, but that's exactly what, let's untangle this, okay? I think it will become more and more clear as we speak, but we do have a bit of different perspectives on it. And I think it really shows that what matters is your personal experience, not what we say or how we define it, but what you feel about yourself,
How you define it.
how you
as well.
define it. And I will share with you, I think if you've watched the live that we had last week about how to love your body no matter what, right?
Even after birth.
Even after birth, yes. And no matter what. We talked about also our personal stories with our relationship with our body. And I said there, and I told in depth my story with that, with my healing from anorexia. And I said there that I don't have that difficult relationship with my body anymore. And I want to like just insert that here too, that I personally in my life today and in the past 9 years, I don't, no, 20? Wait, I was 16.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's
35, so
shocking.
it was 20 years. I said 9, and I thought, how 9? That doesn't make sense. 20 years. Um, I don't face emotional eating. That's not something that is very present in my life in the way of like a pain point that I struggle with, but I still do use food as comfort. So I think it will be very interesting to see how our sensations and how we interpret it in a different way.
Yeah.
So let's untangle this a little bit.
I think maybe first we can agree on that it's like a language, emotional language of the body. Like sometimes you choose to eat something, like I can choose to eat ice cream just because I love it and I want it and it's something good. But then at the same time, I can choose to eat ice cream because I don't want to feel certain emotions, and that's gonna kind of, like you said, numb the other emotions. So it's a
Yeah,
language. It's an emotional
yeah,
language of the body.
exactly. And you see what you said there, like sometimes I can choose from, and sometimes I can choose from. So the act is not the thing that matters. It's the emotion that you're coming from towards the
Mhm.
act. So the physical thing could be the same. You would eat ice cream, but what brings you to it? And what does it feel like when you choose? Because if you choose to eat ice cream, if you just connect to that feeling in your body, you're walking the street and you're with your husband and you see an ice cream place and you're excited about it. Wow, that's so cool. I want to try this ice cream. I've heard so much about it. Let's go in. And you're excited, right? And
Yeah.
then you have the ice cream. But then the same scenario where you eat ice cream, but it has this kind of feeling of I am overwhelmed right now, or I'm stressed, or I'm sad, and let me just grab something from the fridge and I'll just eat the ice cream. Your body is shrinking in that moment. Your body is kind of like, I don't know what to do. It's kind of like there's an inner war sensation. You're trying to hide, and you're just going to this hiding place that has ice cream. The fridge is my hiding place.
Food there. This is am I hiding? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it's an emotional language. It's the language of the body. I love that you say that. I love that definition. Yeah. But also, I mean, I also want to just point out that we did learn that in our childhood, as everything that we
Yeah.
talk about here, we always go back to our childhood.
And
That
blame
food is
our parents.
comfort.
No.
Blame our parents for everything. Our kids will blame us, but we still blame them. That food is comfort, right? Oh, you hit your hand, you're hurting, let me give you some cookies. You're
Yeah.
crying, let's have some ice cream. Ice cream is big here. We did learn that food is comfort, and it's not without any reason, right? Food releases dopamine, and it does make us feel actually physically better, and in our brain the chemistry that is formed there does make us feel better. But at the same time, when we learn that food is emotion, is comfort, like there is a little subtext there that says, actually, your emotions are too big and you don't know how to handle them. So here, take some food.
It's so important that we're talking about it, because I think as a mom, I think a lot about like the things that I've learned and that I want to change, and I want to teach my kids differently, because I was struggling with my weight for many years. And I know that for me, food is comfort. And it sometimes still is, but now I'm in a certain point that I can choose differently. And I talked to my kids about it not so long ago. I think about it was last month that my son is 8 years old. He fell down and it was really hurting, and he was kind of holding himself not to cry. That's a different story. And I came to him and I said, "What do you need? What do you need from me?" And he said, "I need a hug." And we just went to the side because there were a lot of people around us, and I hugged him. And someone else came over that he saw that he fell, and he said, "Would you like a candy?" And he said, "Yes, I would." And I took the candy in my hand and asked him, "Do you want it or do you need it?" He said, "No, I don't need it. I need a hug." I said, "Okay, you can have the candy, but let me hug you first, because this is what you truly need. And you can have the candy, it's okay, but it's not for your needs, because you fell. It doesn't have to do anything with the candy. I mean, it's not going to solve it, but you do need to feel." And when I hugged him, he started to cry. And this is exactly that. Like you have this really deep emotions that you don't want to run from them. You want to give them expression. You want to feel them. Sometimes you don't want to do it in the same environment that you're in, because there were a lot of people there. You didn't want them to see him crying. So we went to the side. But what he needed was the hug. And I loved it that he knew to tell me that this is what he needs, and the candy is something that he wants.
But you
And then
gave him the correct guidance. You asked the right question. That was amazing that you did that, because you asked, what do you need from me right now? And then you also reflected that again when the other person offered a candy, and you asked him, what do you truly need? Let's go back again to what your body is asking right now. And what he actually said was, I need a place to feel. I need a place that is safe for me to feel my emotions. And once you gave that to him physically, he was able to let go of the defense and cry.
Yeah. And that was a very powerful moment for me as a mother to know, here I'm changing here a pattern that I used to have to go to. Yeah. So it was very important for me too. And I have to share with you one more thing, because he came to me 2 days ago. He had an exam that he was really anxious about in mathematics. And he came and he said to me that what he did was, during the exam, because he was really stressed about it, every time that he felt his heart beating too fast, so he closed his eyes and he remembered our nature walks that we do in the mornings. Sometimes me and him, when he was younger, we did it every morning in the way to his kindergarten. But now we do that just on the end of the week. And he said that he closed his eyes and he remembered our walk from last Saturday, and it really helped him calm down the body so he can do the exam again and keep on answering.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I thought this is so beautiful that he found that thing that helped him calm down. It's beautiful that it was something with me, but he could really see that his body is now stressed. He didn't go to eat a candy, because sometimes people say, "Yeah, put a chocolate on your desk and take it if you need." But he said, "No, I closed my eyes and remembered this emotion that I had and felt safe again."
It's amazing, because this is a tool that people try to learn in their older life. And it takes sometimes so much practice to reverse the things that we learned in our childhood, and how to handle, how to face stress, how to face anxiety. And that he found this tool in himself, and just go to your happy place, right? In himself, by himself. And it's really beautiful. But that's also because the environment that he grows in is such an environment that reflects to him, to observe, to listen to his body, to really ask himself, what can help him right now. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Good job,
Yeah.
mama.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that for me, because I still sometimes have emotional eating. So one of the things that I do is, even though I can kind of prepare my chocolate sandwich and I sit with it before I eat it, and I kind of invite myself to, um, before I start eating, to change how I feel about it. Because I kind of prepared it because I need it. I don't want to feel that emotion. So here it is in front of me, but now I'm going to eat it. And what I've tried to do, and I did quite successfully, I have to say, in the past, I think 2 years, is that I prepare it because I need it. So this part of preparing is something that I kind of still don't control, or it's harder for me to do. And then before I eat it, I stop and I say, okay, you're not going to eat it when you feel guilty, when you feel anxious, when you feel afraid, when you're angry. No, you're gonna eat it because you want it. So I kind of change to be happy, to feel happy, like you said with the ice cream. Oh my God, I want to try that ice cream. So I kind of look at the sandwich and I say, okay, before you eat it, you must change the way you feel about it. And this is kind of a small ritual to change that emotional eating to a different habit of, okay, I want this thing because it's going to make me feel happy, and I choose to eat it now because I love it and I'm happy by choosing that, and not I'm taking it because I don't feel that I have, I can't make the decision. I can't choose differently. This is the only option that I have.
I have a little response to that. I want to share something with you. When you said, one of the things you said is, I feel like I can't control still the emotion that I'm feeling when I'm preparing it, but I can control the emotion before I'm eating it, or I can work with the emotion before I'm eating it. And in Zen, I think it comes from Zen Buddhism, from practicing Zen meditations myself.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've learned is that when we grow in awareness, it usually goes like kind of backwards. So when we start becoming aware of a certain emotion, it's very hard to go to the beginning of it and be aware there. We start like from the end point. So from the moment of the action, I did something and I regret it. First, you are aware after you did it, and then you regret it, and you're aware of the fact that you regret it. Then you can be aware while you do it, and you might still do it, but you're aware a little bit, like 2 steps before, while you do it. And then gradually you can be aware right before you do it. And then when you just start feeling it, and then when you think about it, and then when it comes up. So the circle of awareness it starts from the end.
Exactly. That's interesting.
So exactly what you're doing, that's how awareness grows, from the action backwards. So great, don't try to start to change the initial action and the initial, go
I'll get
backwards.
there. I'll get there.
Yes,
Sometimes
exactly.
I do. I have to say, sometimes I do notice before I prepare the sandwich, and I stop and I say, okay, if you truly want it, why are you choosing that? Is there something else that can give you what you truly need? And this is one of the tools that you can take for yourself. But sometimes I just feel like, no, I need to have it now, and then I stop. And then, one of the things that I remind myself is that I respect my body. I see my body as a temple. So if I respect my body, do I want to give that? It's not just that food. It's very important. It's not that it's just that food. Would you like to put that food in? But would you like to put that food with that emotion?
Yeah.
With that emotion, I mean, like we said, happy ice cream or angry ice cream? Do you want to put happy chocolate sandwich in,
Exactly.
or do you want to put the angry chocolate sandwich in?
Exactly.
So it's energy with it. So it's not just my body is a temple, so I'm choosing the right food I want to put in, but with the right energy in it.
Yeah. And, Even healthy food can be eaten with angry emotions.
Yes. Oh
And
my
I
God.
really feel like it's eating your emotions, right? I have when I was writing like things that I wanted to say, one of the things that came out of me was fast food, fast emotions. And it's kind of like it's not just the fast food, but when you're eating fast, it's like you're stuffing in your face, like you're pushing your emotions down, or you're pushing your thoughts down. And when you think about it, one of the times or the most like the moments wherein it happens that we eat fast is when we're stressed. When we're
Yes.
sitting with friends and we're relaxing and you're having a glass of wine, you usually would eat slower also. You're more relaxed, you're more at ease. So I want to invite you to consciously eat slower, but also consciously choose the emotions while you eat. And one of the things that I used to do a lot a few years ago, I actually don't do it as much now, only every now and then when I feel the desire to, but I used to sit and bless my food before I eat it. So I would place my hand around my bowl and I would close my eyes and I would take a breath and I would say thank you to this food for all the nourishment and the vitamins and the health that it's about to give me. Thank you to my body that knows how to digest it and how to take all these nutrients and put them where they need to be. And thank you for all of these systems in my body that I don't need to control that can do all these amazing things by themselves. And I would just tune into that gratitude and then I would start eating. And then you also eat so much slower because you took a moment before jumping on the food, you took a moment of a gap to tune into what you want to feel in that moment. And you would notice that if you have difficult emotions and if you're trying to numb your emotions, it will be very challenging to do that, to take this time and do the gratitude because your emotions will use this gap to come up. And that's a
Yeah.
good thing. It's a good thing because what we want to do is allow, and maybe now is the time to talk about it, is to allow ourselves to start creating a little bit more space in our ability to feel our emotions. Because
Yes.
as we said in the beginning, we my definition is that emotional eating is trying to numb our emotions with food because we were taught that our emotions are too big, that maybe they're dangerous as children, maybe we don't have the tools to hold them, maybe the surroundings, our parents, our friends don't have the time or the tools to handle our emotions, and that means that if we show them we might end up alone because our parents don't know how to hold these big emotions. So all of these fearful things that cause us to try and shush them, what we want to do if we really want to stop using food as an escape is learn how to give these emotions space. Learn that we have the capacity to feel them, that it's safe for us to feel them, that, and this is very important, that we will be there no matter what we feel.
For
Because
us.
for ourselves, because the things that when we were scared that our parents will leave, now we're scared that we can't handle it. So we will be there. First of all, we will be there for ourselves no matter how much pain or struggle or fear or anxiety comes up. We can handle it. We have tools, and if we don't have tools we can learn them. But what this means is to start and allowing yourself to feel more and more and more and more of your emotions.
Wow.
And that's a big thing, but it's
That's
a
very,
beautiful
yeah, yeah, it's very deep. I kind of feel that I need to listen to our life again
thing.
because it's well, I think we know we talk about a lot about the inner child, and it kind of pressed the buttons of the inner child, not
Of
being
course.
loved, staying alone. There is I don't know if I told you that. I believe that I did. There is there's a certain the thing that I learned a few years ago, about 20 years ago, that is called the I. model. And it's in Hebrew, when you say I, it's 3 letters. It's Aleph, Nun, Yud. And each of
Ani.
them, Ani. Yes, and each one of them has a meaning. It has a word for it. So the A, okay, the Aleph, the first letter is it's feeling loved, and the N is needed, and the I is, wait, I'll tell you,
Able.
able.
Yahol.
I is able. So it's we all of us want to feel loved, needed, and able. And I think that this is exactly the buttons that is pushed when you don't feel it. Like, I don't know if I'm loved because maybe now I'm feeling something and my parents don't have the time to give me the hug that I need because they're busy, and it's okay. It makes sense. We are busy. I don't hug my kids for everything, small thing that they need. Many times I tell them, you're okay, you can manage, because I also want to give them the strength to find their inner strength. I trust you. I believe in you. I know you can. And sometimes it scares a little child that someone is not there to hug him when he fell. And if they're at school, there's no one saw that, they're hurt, and kind of no one there to give them the hug. So the loved button, and then the needed, like, okay, can, they also go with the able. Can I do that? Am I able to do that? Do I have what it needs to do that? And many times we're afraid to start new thing, to make a decision that's gonna, we need to act on that, and we are afraid that we don't have what it takes. And also, are we needed is something that many times we feel like, okay, there's a lot of options, there's a lot of things around us. Do people really need us? And if I'm gonna cry, so people might say, like, okay, we don't want that. Okay, we don't that kind of person that doesn't know how to manage himself and things like that, or they're lazy or something like that. So we feel that we don't want our buttons to be pushed, and many times emotional eating is because one of these buttons is pushed. And then, we said about eating fast, and I think about it that even today when we have like our phones, many times we eat, watching kind of scrolling our phone at the same time, or watching television.
TV.
Yeah, and we eat and we don't even notice to the food that comes in. And one of the things that I really love to do is, because I really love eating, I love trying new things. That it's take both of us. Love to go to new restaurants. We love to order. If you have a restaurant and you have like mini dishes, invite us, please, because we really like to try a lot of things. So this will be something we'll prefer to take, like a lot of small dishes and try all of it.
My husband and I always laugh that when we travel, 80% of our traveling is food. We just eat everything we can find.
We choose where to go. Me and my husband choose where to
Buy
go. Food. Yeah. Where is the best food? We kind of read about it and like, oh, of course, Italy. We'll go there again. So yes. So one of the things that I really love to do is kind of taste the food. So I take my time while I'm eating to really feel, all the juice and like sweet and sour, all the taste that I can, and maybe find something new in that food that I already ate like million times, like that pasta that I ate so many times in my life. But now I'm going to try to find a new taste in it, and it's some things that teach us, like you said, to eat slower and to have more time for capacity, to feel that emotions that comes when you're eating slower. And it's something that I love to do because I really love, the taste of things, and to feel that. And at the same time, I feel that I'm working on my patient, which is something that's difficult for me, to kind of to eat slower and to be patient with things. And then I see now that it's also related to the emotional eating that helps me with that, not to feel stressed, not eat fast like we normally do, because we already have next destination to be in.
Exactly. Yeah, there is the to-do list, and we need to finish eating so we can keep on with the to-do list.
Yeah.
You know that this practice that you just described is actually one of the tools that you teach how to manage anxiety.
How to manage
So
anxiety?
yeah, so one of the very common, I don't remember the name, I don't, sensation mushu, something with sensation grounding, but how to manage anxiety, that's one of the practices that you're asked to notice 5 new things that you haven't noticed before in each one of your senses. Look around you and you see 5 things, in your sight, in your taste, 5 things. It's pretty much what you're describing now, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's something that I love to do in general. When I feel, it's funny because I don't do it when I have anxiety. I do it when I feel that I'm not focused. So I kind of want to make my attention, work
mhm,
on my attention to notice new things,
yeah.
because I think that when I'm not focused, well, I can just kind of look, in the room, which I see every day because this is my space where I work every day, and kind of not notice if something have changed. But if someone will come over and kind of, put the
Mm,
candle at the other side of the room, will I notice it or not? So
mm,
if I'm focused, I'll enter the room and I'll see that immediately. But if
yeah.
I'm kind of not scattered and I'm in my own mind, and so I won't notice that. And
Mhm.
and that this is the practice that I really love to do with 5 senses, to kind of go back in and feel focused again. And it takes just like 30 seconds.
Mhm. I want to invite the women that are listening to us to a few kind of like awareness practices, very small things that you can do. And the first thing is to notice when in your day, maybe in your day or in your week, you ate on autopilot, right? Eating like super fast just because you need to move on, and to invite yourself when you find next time you do it, and like we said with awareness, you might notice it after you do it. So
Yeah.
the time after that, to try to just take that moment, like we said, and take a breath and look at your food, notice the colors in your plate, smell your food, touch your food. Is it warm? Is it cold? Insert your senses into the experience and take a little bit of space before you eat. And if notice in your body if emotions come up. Are there difficult emotions now that are trying to use the space that you created? And if so, I just want to invite you to notice this and treat it not as a failure of I'm eating my emotions and I can't feel my emotions, but to treat it as an invitation. Because every time a big emotion knocks on your door, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to listen a little bit more, to notice, to observe, to connect just a little bit deeper. And it's tiny steps every time. So see if you could maybe even just place a hand in your heart and tell your body, I'm here, I see you, I feel you. Just that tiny moment. I'm here, I see you, I feel you. Yeah.
Yes. Um,
I
I
I
wanna
just
I wanna go back.
yeah.
No, you keep on.
No, I just remembered like that. I think we also talked a little bit about feeling our emotions in our guide for the blossoming mom. So I wanted to say that again, that we have this free guide for you that has practices and tools similar to this one, but on so many other
Yes.
topics with 11 questions and challenges that every mom faces and that every mom asks herself. And there's this free guide for you with actual tools to practice. And you can download that completely for free in our description box. You'll find a link for that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if my internet just disappeared, or did yours? But I didn't see you there for a minute. So can you say that again?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So we have
In the
a free,
mom.
yeah, we have a free gift for you, the Guide for the Blossoming Mom, with 11 questions and challenges that every mom asks herself, and with tools and practices on how to work with these challenges. And it's completely for free. You can download that. The link is in our description box down below. And yeah, that's what I was saying. Can you hear me?
Okay, thank you, yeah, for reminding that. Yes, we can. Yes, you have a delay there, but it's okay. So we're kind of the end of our live anyway. But I want to say kind of one more thing, because I feel that as mothers, we many time kind of feel guilty about all the things that we say to our kids that we wish wouldn't say, and seeing sometimes like, oh, my mom used to say that. I promised myself I won't say it to my kids, and we do that anyway, and it's okay because we're human. And I feel that with emotional eating is a topic for me personally, and I know it's for you as well. It's something because I was struggling with my weight for such a long time. When I was younger, when I was a child, I felt like I really, it was something very difficult for me to struggle with that. And I think about it a lot, what to say to my kids, especially now that I have two girls that are teenage, and they talk about, am I too fat? Should I eat that? It's gonna make me fat. But I love spaghetti, and she wants to eat only spaghetti. So there's a lot of talking there. Maybe I should run. Maybe I should start doing sports. So there's a lot of talk here in my house right now with my two girls about how they look, and they compare themselves to other friends. So I think about it a lot. And I think with emotional eating, for me, there are like guiding rules. So one of them is not to tell my kids like, what I think about it, but to first of all ask them how they feel about it. And this is something that's sometimes very difficult to do, because we kind of want to give them our beliefs in it. And this is what I've learned until now. I know because I'm older than you, and I have all this life experience. But then they experience that in a different way, different perspective. They also have a different childhood that we do, because we didn't have all this social
TikTok.
media. Yeah, I used to compare myself to the girls in my class, and they compare themselves to everyone in the world, because they can see them and everyone looks so happy and so beautiful, and talk about all of
Yeah.
these things that some of them I wish they won't hear, but they will, because they have social media. And it doesn't matter how hard I try not to to expose them to that, they see that. So first of all, kind of to stay, if you have older kids, so open conversation about food, about what they feel about it, what makes them feel comfort, not food. Help them find the other things. As I told you with my son, that he's 8, so he's younger, asking what he really needs. And that time, like of struggle, of something happened, so I'm there for you all the time. Remind them that you are there for them, and also to just to leave that space between you and your kids open to share, because they might think now that what like my daughter said, no, I'm thin, I can eat as much spaghetti as I want and I won't gain weight. It's great that you feel good with your body, but at the same time it might changes, and I'm here to talk about it and to offer different things. And also, so this is something that I love to do, kind of make them feel happy about preparing healthy food, like do something that like, even like something together, like a time together of preparing a certain food which is not just sweets, and it's healthy food, and looking for a recipe, and go and buy the food in the grocery and prepare it to everyone like a special meal. And we also make, like, this is a restaurant, so we kind of give it to them in a plate, and we put this beautiful on a plate. So just play with that, so they will not feel that the only option that is good is, the food the sweets and the things that we don't want them to go to. It's not what comfort them. So this is kind of my guideline as a mom
Mhm.
of different ages, kids in different ages.
Mhm.
But it is something that we also need to be
Be
aware
aware.
about about ourselves and making the right decisions.
Mhm.
And I don't know if other parents do that. Maybe not, because I have a friend tell me, don't make your kids weird by sharing them all the things that you're aware of. But I tell them, no, but this is who I am. And I when I notice that I chose it differently than I used to choose. So at dinner, when I sit with my kids, I share that with them. I tell them, today I chose differently because I wanted to feel one thing, and I stopped and I noticed that, and it just made them be more aware of their decisions. So
Exactly.
maybe it's weird, but this is who I am.
I want to add another thing to observe and try to pass along to our children, and that is the space to feel their emotions, whether it's about food or whether it's about something else that they might be trying to use food to work with. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, try that. Now, no, no, now I hear you. Yes, try again.
Okay. So teaching our children, giving them the space to feel their emotions, giving them tools to listen to themselves and to understand their emotions so that they don't need to numb them with food. They already learned from the beginning that their emotions have space, and we do that like you did with your son, by just allowing them to be with us when they need us to feel these emotions, because they don't know how to handle them themselves at the moment if they're too young for that. And also, you talked about creating a healthy relationship with food and by making healthy food together and creating a positive shared experience around that. So I also want to insert creating a healthy relationship with your body and asking, how does it make my body feel when I eat this? How does it make my body feel when I do a certain movement? Looking at our body with positive eyes so that we start from the beginning to have this positive conversation, positive outlook on our body, because there is so much shit. Sorry, there's so much things going out from coming from the outside, telling our children how they need to look and comparing to others, that we can really be kind of a balancing voice to that by giving them the other side of that. Your body's beautiful just the way it is healthy. You're giving you all of these opportunities to learn to walk around in the world, seeing the benefits and the strength and the temple, the wisdom that is our body.
Yes.
Um, mhm.
Yeah, I love that. Wow, Yara, what an important topic it is, and thank you to everyone who's been with us, and we would love you to share how did it make you feel, and if you have, what is the one thing that you took for yourself, you observe about yourself from this live, and if you have more, thoughts about to share with how you help your kids with emotional eating, how you deal with emotional eating. So write down here in the
Mhm.
comment, share this live with someone that you love and can truly help. Yes.
Mhm. And
And
also go ahead and download the guide for the blossoming mom, the free PDF for you in the description link below. The link is in the description box below.
yes,
Um, and there
yes,
is something really, really great coming up soon that we're
very
very
soon.
excited for.
In two
Yes.
weeks.
So in 2 weeks, so stay tuned for that. And if you want some information about that, then you can also write that in the comments. But we're very excited for it.
And we are gonna be here next week at the same time. It's a 9 o'clock Israeli watch in the evening, Israeli clock in the evening. We are gonna talk about your priority. Be aware of your,
No,
yeah.
no, we're doing a deep
Personal
dive
stories.
about ourselves. We're
Oh my
telling them a deep dive about ourselves. Yeah. I mean,
gosh,
we can do it about priorities, but that's what I have written in front of me.
meet us behind the scenes.
Exactly. Meet us
Oh, okay, okay, just before the launch. All right, yeah. So yeah, come next
Exciting,
week.
exciting stuff. If you have
Yes,
anything you want to ask us before that, you can also write that in the description in the comments.
yes. Okay, okay. So now I'm anxious about that. Let's see what we're gonna talk about. Okay, so see you again next week. Go download a PDF and comment, share. We'll see you soon.
Love you.
Love you. Bye bye.